Thanks for joining me again. I'm Sarah and welcome to Oh Sarah Sew Sarah. Today we're going to finish where we left off and I'm going to show you how to stitch up the opening on the pincushions you made. You can take a hand sewing needle and your thread, and we're going to go with pink first. And you put the needle, you put the thread through the needle. And I personally like to sew with 2 strands of thread because it makes everything sturdier. And as you can see, I've been dyeing fabric, so my fingernails a little purple there. And there's our knot. And if you try to do it again, okay, so we're gonna cross the threads. Wherever your threads cross, that is where your knot is going to be. Okay. So put your needle on the inside of your seam and come out. That way we're going to hide that knot that we just tied. We're going to hide it on the inside, and if it's got a little tail, we'll just snip that. And put that in. Okay. Then we're going to go over the top, and we're going to come back. And we want our thread to go over the top. We're going to pull tight. We're going to go over the top, and this time we're going to go into that seam allowance and back out that seam allowance. Tiny little stitches. And then we're going to come over and back to the other side. And we're going to repeat that. Okay, and when you get to the end, we're going to tie a knot. We're going to go in, and your thread makes a loop. And we're just going to go in the middle of that loop and pull. Now remember, wherever your threads cross, that's where your knot is going to be. So we want the knot to be at the base where fabric is, right there. And we'll do a second knot just to make sure it stays put. And pull. And there's our first pincushion. Today we learned how to stitch up our pincushions. So I hope you have fun practicing your different seam allowance straight stitches and hand stitching your openings closed. Go ahead and make some pincushions. Keep sewing.